Hello, this is Justin Mitchell, and today I'll be speaking on PS320's Week 7 scenario. And the scenario goes that the United States critical infrastructure has been severely damaged by a comprehensive cyber attack that has been tracked initially back to Iran. This attack has resulted not only in the inconveniencing of the general population, but has also resulted in catastrophic system failures in several large cities, producing at last count at least 4,500 casualties. The tracking of the so-called Xerxes virus becomes chaotic and ambiguous once inside the borders of Iran. So the NSA has gathered together its top science and technology minds to discuss the options and conclusions to advise the president. One group feels that while distraught and outraged at the devastation of the Xerxes virus, they should engage Iran on a multilateral, diplomatic, and sanctions-oriented basis. The other group feels that the only response would be a retaliatory cyber attack, and that would provide the certain amount of justice that the 4,500 lives lost and the other inconveniencing has caused. So to do something of equal or greater nature would be the only justice in that scenario. So the answer that I chose would be the former, which was the engaging Iran on a multilateral, diplomatic, and sanctions-oriented basis for three reasons. Reason number one, because cyberspace is still riddled with security and identity issues, we are constantly not knowing who is where and whatever this person's doing. We cannot attribute this to being Iranian. So because we cannot attribute it, we cannot attack. We do not know who is doing what, and even though it's traced back initially to Iran, that could just be a program in itself to where the true attacker could potentially be somewhere in some other country and spoofing, if you will, or potentially putting out his signal in Iran, so we would think it's Iranian or something like that. Anyway, there's a slew of potential issues that it could be. So what we need to do is, until we can directly attribute it with irrefutable evidence, we cannot engage Iran, and especially as far as the retaliatory cyber attack goes. Now, as far as the sanctions, we could. But going back, so the first reason was because cyberspace is still riddled with those challenges. That's one. So number two, the reason we can't directly engage Iran with a retaliatory cyber attack is because we don't know who they are. I mean, we don't know who the attacker was. So if we did engage Iran and Iran wasn't the attacker, we have just created an international incident of nuclear proportions. We all know Iran has a nuclear program. What we don't know is how far that nuclear program has progressed. So potentially by attacking Iran, that could give them justification to attack us back. And Iran has some very powerful anti-Western allies, such as Russia, such as China, that can inflict damage on us. And if we go in to Iran haphazardly without full evidence, full irrefutable evidence, we then risk an international incident that could kill us all, basically. And nobody wants to use nuclear weapons, but Iran might feel justified in that sense if they wanted to. Now, though, that's another reason. The final reason would be it wouldn't work in Iran's favor to do this and not take responsibility. Even if they did take responsibility, it wouldn't be in their favor to do this either. Iran wants to be the premier Islamic center in that region of the world. They want to create an Islamic pole. And what an Islamic pole is they want to unite the entire world under the banner of Islam. However, if they go and they just attack random countries, killing thousands of innocent civilians, this makes their international image plummet. We wouldn't have to do anything as far as decrying their name anymore. I shouldn't say anymore. We wouldn't have to do anything as far as decrying their name, because they would have already done that for us, and that would make everybody well, at least the majority of their potential allies and the majority of our potential allies. It would make it not in Iran's favor to do this, is basically what I'm saying. So what we can do is what we have been doing as far as the sanctions for their nuclear program. We have been constantly sanctioning them. And it's come to light that one of their biggest allies, Russia, they share in sentiments for where is it? Here it is. Yeah, so Russia also shares in the sentiments for conducting sanctions on Iran based on their nuclear program. So it's likely to stand to reason that if we conduct, or if we push sanctions on them based on this cyber attack, that Russia would be behind it based on the evidence that we do have. However, a direct attack, we do not have the evidence to do that. So we would potentially antagonize Russia, and we don't want to do that along with Iran, along with China, along with any other possible allies that Iran and any other allies that those countries might have as well. So in conclusion, we have to get irrefutable evidence before we can act on anything as far as a retaliatory strike is concerned. But we can sanction them. We can engage them diplomatically to find out more about this. And because the security in cyberspace is still in its infancy stages at best, we still have to work on that as far as bringing up the anonymity, clearing up that factor as well. So again, that's everything, and if you have any questions, please let me know. Take care.